space against Lima,
Yeah.
right? And utilize what is very good for Puff's neutral. Doesn't really work as much for Palu because she is so aerial most of the time. And on top of that, we didn't see the biggest follow-ups when Smash Puff did get the openings in neutral, right? Like, we don't see that crazy stuff that Base Mage gets. So we'll see if Cannon Red will be able to do what Smash Puff could not in the run back. Lima is running the Puff gauntlet. He's taken out one. Will he be able to do two as he gets into losers finals?
Yep, and you know, starting on Battlefield, it seems like just this matchup has just been played on this stage a lot.
Again, I fear taking Palu here, especially as a character that can, in theory, get juggled by her pretty well, right? Especially floaty characters have such a hard time getting down against Palutena. But I guess Battlefield does have its moments for giving Puff conversions like you were talking about. We did finally see Cannon Red get some, and Lima going off stage saved his jump this time, and that could have been a big read if Lima had done the up B into the center stage.
Yep, and you know we see you know the shadows of last game where you don't two-frame Lima gets back, and it's gonna get really hairy once he does.
There's that down air again. Lima is not uncomfortable to land with that. He knows that Puff doesn't really have many options on the ground. She needs to get up in the air to get things started. Down throw looking to get him on the platform, actually trying to read the jump away, which we saw a lot of from Smash Puff. But I think that Cannon Red is a little bit more discerning with his defense. And right now it's all about the offense from him.
That was
the adjustment.
Close. Yeah, it's just sometimes, with that back air, it doesn't come out super fast. So you do commit. Ooh, yeet.
And that, again, that's the problem with Puff being so slow on the ground, because Cannon Red just tried to dash up and get the grab, get the aerial out after the dash, but just not fast enough. But Lima not spacing that up B well enough.
Not a Palutena main. Maybe just unfamiliarity with just how far it goes.
I was unfamiliar with how far that dash attack would go. He put himself in a very scary situation in front of Cannon Red, who, much to his chagrin, did not get the big follow-up that he needed. And we're, this is starting to become a worrying theme right now, right? Is that both Puffs haven't been able to get the crazy big conversions yet.
Yeah, and Lima has just done, with both of the Jigglypuffs we've had in this top 8, is just punishing that air dodge. Waiting. So much waiting and so much just catching with frame traps in general with that dash attack. Such a powerful tool to catch landings.
Yeah, there's that forward throw. I mean, it's like you're talking about, right? If the Palu goes off stage against the Puff, it's an awful place for her to be, but nice mix-up with the Explosive Flame to get him back on, and another one, and now that's the Puff in the bad situation for her, which is being above the Palu. So it's all about positioning in this matchup and who can take the stocks off of it.
Oh, yeah. Man, Cannon Red was just rolling away from that ledge. That back throw was still giving him a little bit of PTSD after that first stock.
Now, Cannon Red knew that up air was coming. He definitely had a flashback to it and does get the stock off of setting Lima off stage. So getting to play with the lead could be huge for him right now. We see him immediately going to that crouch, getting the big damage. This is what we've needed to see from the Puffs.
Yep, but man, Lima using that invincible back air to just get out of that situation, that could have been a lot worse.
And could have been a lot worse for him overall with that back air. Definitely keeping it close, but that is a big commit on the Explosive Flame, and that is a dead Palutena. Cannon Red picking up the edge guards just where we left them off in the last set as well.
Yep, shifted into third gear, it went off and just put Lima in such a terrible position where, every time it's like you get that Palutena off stage, if you steal that jump with there, or, really go in with that forward air, you have to guess as, the person being edge guarded. How do I recover against this Puff? If I choose wrong, that's it.
Yeah, if you can recover early and, the Puff reads it, then you're really in trouble, because then you're potentially out of your double jump or you put yourself in a really bad situation. But it's largely a bad situation for Lima overall in this set right now, because Cannon Red gets to play with that 1-0 set lead, which gives him quite a bit of confidence up against this character, Palutena.
Yeah, but for the counter pick we're seeing FD, I think that Lima really wants to now capitalize on those frame traps that he's been getting, because it's been consistent with both of these Jigglypuff players. So let's see what happens.
Yeah, we saw Battlefield coming in really clutch for giving Cannon Red landing mix-ups where, like we were talking about, the juggle game is basically the matchup for Palutena here against Puff, and without any platforms to get in the way, much like we saw with Oryx earlier, it is huge for being able to keep Puff up in the air. And, it's playing against Puff is like playing volleyball, right?
Yes.
It's just like you lose when the ball touches the floor, so just keep it up.
Yeah, you got to reach sometimes to even catch it too, and that's, having a dash attack that's pretty universal, burst option to get in, and Palutena's is incredible.
Oof. but missed neutral air on the 2-frame right there from Cannon Red, and Lima is able to capitalize, get that first stock. Now we'll have to see if he can land himself, because as good as your juggle game gets on Final Destination, Puff also gets to juggle you as well with that insane aerial drift. It's not like she's got nothing going for her in this matchup.
Definitely not. Like, there's still ways for Cannon Red. What a great parry.
I think we needed to see a lot more of that from Smash Puff as well, and from Cannon Red as this set goes on, right, is Lima's been using a lot of those back airs to play out neutral, back airs, dash attacks. I think that getting those parries ready is very, very important to not let her just run away with stage control.
Yeah, and you know, it's relatively safe if you don't get the parry, you know, as Palutena, but if you can do that and punish it, I'm pretty sure back air, nair, it's great stuff to put her off stage, which is where...
Ooh! It's very nice from Cannon Red right now, but the reversal from Lima coming through. He recognized one little chink in the offensive armor, and he broke the sword in half.
Yep, what a great call out on that recovery. Oh, that was so close to being terrible.
Sorry, I'm sorry. I made a noise. Have you ever seen that clip from the X-Files where Mulder sees the dead alien body and he just goes, "Wah!"
That was quite a good impression, bro.
Thanks. That's exactly how I felt. I was like, that's a dead Palutena body, and then she was alive. And I don't know how that happened.
I know. Man, I just keep seeing Lima just going back and forth with those teleports whenever he gets on stage. And just Jigglypuff is so slow on the ground. It's really hard to catch up to Palutena whenever she goes away like that. Yeah,
and airspeed can only take you so far. And meanwhile, Lima's had some pretty impressive damage built up against Cannon Red while we were just chatting. It's 85% now, and this down throw of Cannon Red chooses poorly. He could die. Lima, though, the one that chooses poorly with no double jump. Cannon Red dropping a few of these edge guards now.
I know, Lima's putting himself in these bad positions. Once again, another, like,
that's
dodge.
Free. No, that should have been the nair.
Man, it's just, you gotta get it. Yeah, it's 176 now.
Finally able to do it, but man, Cannon Red clearly playing with a little case of the fumbleio, right? Just not able to pick up the things that, like, you've been talking about, right? You've been hammering home how important that edge guarding is, and you can see why, because when Cannon Red's not able to pick them up, Lima's playing with a huge lead.
Yeah, he's been doing down air to try and catch those, you know, those 2 frames, but I feel like nair is just such a better tool. It still lasts just almost as long as down air, probably. So like,
long lasting, can hit you against the stage, and to a point, you know, especially at those higher percents that Palu was at, could maybe create an untechable situation.
Definitely, and with rage too. But there's a down air, great combo tool.
Great presence of mind from Lima to do the up air, even better from Cannon Red, like you said, tech, and it's not going to matter.
Great drag down nair into the back throw. Close. We could have seen a reversal there with maybe a nair on the ledge, but unfortunately not. Lima, his counter pick working for him, catching those landings, and then and honestly, like, he did drop a few air dodge punishes as well.
I mean, it's one thing that game was very close on stage, but what really turned all that momentum around was when Cannon Red missed his combos and Lima got that huge reversal, and I think that rattled him a little bit because it seemed like Cannon Red was playing like a lot less confident afterwards, right? Where he was like, well, okay, I've got to be really precise, but in that, I think that he slowed down his offensive game, particularly that punish game, and just hasn't been able to make those same conversions that he was doing in Game 1 that we saw was so vital to him taking that Game 1.
It's almost like the confidence just kind of fell out a little bit after Lima was able to convert at or around the same level that he was doing. So
he spiked the confidence. He not only spiked the stock, but he spiked the confidence. Like he's doing again. Cannon Red, it just kind of seems like he's in his own head a little bit, right? He's just throwing out moves that he feels like should be connecting to Lima, but they're just not spaced quite right. He's leaving himself in a whole lot of whiff punish lag, and Lima has not missed his chances.
No, I mean, he can't. Anytime he misses a chance, that's just one more time that you could get rested too. Which, honestly, I'm surprised we haven't seen much of in this set. You know, we haven't really seen any crazy rests much at all.
We haven't seen any conversions, and that's largely just been because Lima's been so good about positioning himself out of the range of those combo starters. We talked about in the previous set, right, the side B with the pound and the down airs and how those can set up into those big combos, but Cannon Red has really had to play largely just a horizontal back and forth game. He's just kind of jockeying for stage control this whole time, and right now he is able to do so successfully, pick up the ledge guard like he's needed to do. This could be the turning point for him.
It could. You know, 2 more of those, and that's the game. So let's see how he does. Yep, there's the 2 frame.
Oh, wait a second. He knows that the downer is a combo tool. You cannot escape from Cannon Red. 56% just off of going off the stage at 0.
That was crazy, and Lima had nowhere to go.
It was true.
Yeah.
That was just real.
And I am so sad that Lima's down smash there was just able to catch that a little bit of sleep. You know, yeah, Jigglypuff likes to go to sleep, but can't be doing that against Lima. He will punish you.
Like I said, you can't just go to your autopilot against Lima. You have to be on your P's and Q's the whole time, and we've seen him get that exact down smash at the ledge, both against Smashpuff and against Cannon Red now, and it's just slipping further and further away from Cannon Red, who looked so good in that game 1. It just seems like he's running out of stamina, and Lima is going on at full speed.
Lima smells blood in the water, and now at 70%, we could see one conversion possibly spilled stock like that backer right there. So close.
Yeah, but he's not going to be committing to anything unnecessary, right? That additional end lag that a bigger move could give Cannon Red, not what you need. And all you need, again, if he's running out of stamina, he's going to make a couple mistakes. Ooh. And he just might give you the game. Lima, oh my gosh, I thought he was looking for the downer.
I know, that was such just an incredible pivot grab. And now he's got him off stage. Okay, let's see. Good
okay, that's no jump. So do pick up the Nair. That should have been the stock, and it was. Cannon Red, he's not out of the woods yet, but he's also not out of the game yet. Even though he's at 98%. Ooh, Lima's looking for the reads, but Cannon Red, he could be looking for the game right now.
No, but now he's in the air against Lima, and now on the ledge. We know how dangerous it can be.
Cannon Red in the air, holding on desperately to this last stock of his.
But he's getting those hits. Both that up air, gigantic off the ledge.
Mm-hmm.
That was a huge up air for Lima right there. That it could have definitely, you know, gotten a lot hairy there. If, you know, maybe one side B could have been the rest.
Yeah.
I want to see one though. Like we haven't seen that many, and I feel like that is just a tool that you, as a Jigglypuff player, need to use in order to seal out these games. In order to take a top player like Lima to Game 5 to try and take the entire set from him. So like, I really hope we see that in this game. That's the one thing I want to see.
Mm-hmm. We need to see just that the leverage of those big tools, and we just haven't seen big hits from Cannon Red. And while Rest isn't as polarizing as it used to be in previous games, it is still a very powerful tool, right? Like 40%, 50%, that's about the window that you're going to be getting those kills. And when you're playing against a character that does not have the same sort of robbery power that Puff has in Palu, right, that's your opportunity to get out to a lead that is otherwise very difficult to get.
Yes, and I actually just noticed something at the start of this game. I want to see more crouch as well, because that is going to be really hard for Palutena to deal with. Those aerials don't hit as close to the ground as we'd like. You know, Palutena doesn't have the best grounded options, so it could be like, you know, behoove you to use that slower hitbox to get around it.
Yeah, that's a really good point. We've seen that down air in particular a couple of times, and some pretty low-spaced forwarders from Lima, but that's really all he's got, right? Like, you have the opportunity to figure out, based on his spacing, what moves that Lima's able to throw out, and I think that using that crouch is a really good way to play against him, especially since, right, he can't play as low in the air against you as you can as Puff.
Yes. Let's see. Oh, man, that dash attack, whiff punishing with the down tilt. Didn't get the 2-frame, and now Lima's back on stage.
Ooh, but the grab could have led into a big conversion, but the clutch air dodge from Cannon Red will keep him alive. But ledge trapping, that's been a problem for both him and for Smashpuff 64, as we've seen earlier. In fact, Cannon Red in that winner's final set against Oryx had a really tough time picking up any ledge traps. So, and again, ledge guarding is very important, but also if you miss it, you have to be able to follow up afterwards. And we see Cannon Red sticking to the nairs, the sourest spot.
That's twice now that just the hitbox was just not on Cannon Red's side.
Ooh. Okay, well, let's go into an even second stock after these two fly away a la Dragon Ball Z.
I'm about. Let's go. So now, let's see.
Hey, Goku! You have to use your back air attack!
Dude, I want Goku in this game still. I know we're out of characters, but still, one can dream.
You have to join Smash, Goku!
Dude, anytime that, like, I see Smash Puff near the ledge, I'm so scared of the Lima down air. We know what can happen whenever he hits those. It just breaks the psyche. And I want Cannon Red to still keep it up. Keep the gas. Put him off stage.
Ooh, yeah, no, I'd love to see him keep that pressure on, but when he's there himself, Lima has been sticking to him like glue. Only a couple jumps left for Cannon Red, and he's not going to get the chance to use him. You talked about keeping the pressure on. Lima is cooking with the pressure cooker.
Definitely. That scoop hitbox in the up air, it's just such a good tool in this matchup. You know, we knew before it even started how good it was going to be.
Okay, forward air. And Lima has burned the jump, so could have been a big opportunity for Cannon Red. And I think he had to know that Lima was going to try and touch the ground as soon as possible. He's not a gamer. Lima likes to touch grass. He likes to touch grass. He doesn't want to be anywhere near that air any longer than he has to. But if he's taking the stocks, he'll stay up there if he has to. And Cannon Red juggled until the end. You've heard of ball juggling, but that is balloon juggling at its finest.
Yep. Good stuff from Lima. That raw adaptation